In this video, I am going to talk one of the important design pattern, that is the service discovery. So let us first try to understand what we have the problem, and then what the solution would we get from the service discovery. And this video is very important for any developer, architect who day night work with the microservices, right? So assume that you have the multiple microservices and you have the many client. Suppose client one want to connect the order management. So what they will do, they will put the hard code here, right? This is the IP address and this is the port number, they will put the hard code, right? Again, client 2 want connect with the order management, they will also put the hard code. So similar kind of, we could have many client, we could have the many the servers, right? The problem is here the hard code URL, right? You have to mention the hard code of the server inside your client. And suppose if you will restart the machine due to some cause and due to some the dynamic port, HTTP port, again all the IP address or port number would be changed. Again you have to come and in all the client you have to change the IP address or the port number, and it is not feasible solution, right? You could have the n number of client, n number of the servers, and it is not possible every day you go and update the IP address, right? And suppose also if the client one is connecting to order management and order management is getting the request from thousands of clients, so obvious you have to scale out, you have to make new instance for the order management. Then now you have the 5 or 6 IP address for the order management. How you do in the how you be connect with the client one? So we cannot do the load balancing also, right? So and also if you want to track how many instances we do have for the order management, for the payment gateway, we can't do that, right? So that's why these are the problem statement, and I'm talking one more problem statement. So suppose this is your client and this is your server, right? So if you are getting the request for the server one and the request is going to day by day increase, how you can solve this problem? Because client knows the IP address for the server one. Tomorrow if you want to up and running another server one, then that server would have the different IP address. Then again the client would not able to connect you the new instances. So these kind of problems are there, and we are going to solve both problems with the help of the service discovery. So first I will introduce the load balancer, that is the solution of these problems. So what happened in the load balancer, that client will not directly communicate to the server. They will communicate to the load balancer, and load balancer will have the information of all the server. So we can keep the server 1 of the 2 instances, server 2 of the 2 instances, and the load balancer will check the health checkup of the each server, and if your server is up and running, then they will forward the client call to that server. And also we can keep track of all the instances with the help of the auto scale, right? If any server is down, that auto scale can automatically create the new instances for the particular server. So we can solve those problems through the load balancer. But again we have not discussed the solution for this problem, right? So the solution for that is the server discovery. Means here is the client, here is the server. They will not connect from server client to the server, they will connect through the discovery server. Okay, so what happened, that discovery server, all the servers they registered with the discovery server, and client is not knowing where is this server are located, what is the IP address, what is the port number, they don't know. If the client one want to communicate with the server one, they will hit the discovery server, and all the server would have one name, just one string name, production server or the order server, something. They will just give the name to discovery server, and discovery server will either return the IP address of that particular server to whom client one is looking, or they can forward their request to directly to the client, to the server. So if you see, we have the root coupling kind of things, and client and server is not connected to each other. Without knowing the IP address and port number, client one would be the connect to the server, and this is called the server discovery. So server discovery, if you see, we have the two kind of the server discovery. One is the client side server discovery, and one is the server side discovery. So what is the difference between both? So I have taken one image from this website. Thank you for making good image. Let me talk first client side discovery. So in client side discovery, if you see, we have one client, and here is the discovery server. With this discovery server, all the instances of the server has been registered with the discovery server. I will show you in the code how it works. Then what happens? Client hits the discovery server, and discovery server gives the IP address and the port number of the requesting server, and then again client will hit that particular server. So if you see, there are the two hit from the client. One hit to for the service discovery, server discovery, they will get the IP address, port number, and second they will hit the to the actual server. And here you see the load balancer is there. So load balancer also is included with the service discovery, so we can solve the both problem together, right? So we can take the advantage of the service server discovery, service discovery, and the as well as the load balancer. But if you see the server side discovery, one minor difference is that, so here what happened, that once you hit the router, they will connect you the server registry, and server registry will connect your request to uh, particular server through the routers. So if you see the client side, I have to do only one call, no two calls, only one call. But if you see the client side discovery, we have the two calls, right? So this is the way to implement the server discovery, but we are going to implement through the Spring framework with the help of the Netflix Eureka server, and that support the client side discovery. So if you see the same problem what I was showing in the first slide, you have the multiple servers and you have the multiple clients. So you have to register all the server with the Eureka server, see, and you can have the multiple instances also with the different IP address and the port number. You can see the order management, we have the two instances. It could be possible with the server first, we have the two instances, that could be possible. And here the client, they will hit the Eureka server and say I want to connect the server first. He will return the server first IP address and port number, and then you can see here they can connect to the server first. So with this solution, I would able to solve all the problems that we have noted down in the first slide. So I'm going to show one demo. In that demo, what I will do, I will create the two server first, means two instances of the same server, and I will make the port number 0, so I can create the multiple instances, and the port number assigned by default by the Spring Boot. And I will have the one client, this the client first and the server first, and I will set up one the Eureka server, and all these are the Eureka client. If you see, this is also Eureka client, this is also Eureka client. So whoever want to connect with the Eureka server, we have to enable as a Eureka client, right? So the same thing I am going to do through the code. So let us start the code. What I will suggest, first go open the Spring initializer, so we can do very fast here. First I am going to make the server first, right? So give the group name, so I will give the Binod Suman, and I will give the name as a server first, right? And you have to add the two dependencies. One is the obvious wave, and second dependency Eureka client. Eureka client, that's it, and generate. in download, in the server discovery, you can see this is came here, right? The server first. So open the here one Eclipse and import the server first, right? So you can import the server first. Go and use the Maven, because we have generated the Maven project. Go to the browse, download, server discovery, and the server first, right? And finish it. And just make few activities, so we can call this activity from the client, right? So I would suggest just make one controller and we will add some methods over there. Okay, so I would say make the package also controller package and give the name for the server first controller, right? And as this is the REST client, so you have to put the REST controller, right? So this is the REST controller, and I will add the 3 methods, so it will be easy to recognize that which what are the different methods are there, right? So I will make first 3 methods, so you can make the public string home method, you can make anything, and I have to return. You make one header, so it will look good, and say this is the home page for server first. That's it. And of course we have to do the get mapping or request mapping, and you can give the name home. So through the home we can use that, right? The similar way you can make some more methods to, or one method is also okay, but if you want to some more method, you can make method just for the our testing purpose. You can see that, right? Server first. And of course you have to set the port number, so because I have to set the port number 0, so we can able to to make the many instances, right? So for that you have to go the resource, right? And in the resource you have to say that I need the port number, means server port number 0. That's it. The name client first, okay, and I need the both. Okay, so generate here and go the same folder. It has the client first also. So first go here where it will be running and import the client first also. The same path, download, server discovery, and the client first, right? And you can add in the client first also the same we add the same controller to the client first also, so I would able to understand, through the message you can understand that it is working fine, right? So in client 1 also, go here, make one class and give the name client first controller, and you also put the package controller, right? So if you can see controller, that's it. We add here, and of course we have to add the request controller to expose the REST API, right? It should work. And here also we can keep the same method but with the different message. So if you see here, I also made the same home user, but this is the client first, the user admin. Three methods I just put it, right? But for your actual work, we have the business logic here, right? But this is just a demo, so it's okay. And again here also go to the resource and put the server port 0. So far here we have just import the both project, client first and the we make the client first and the server first. Now we have to make the Eureka server, right? So go again here, and here we remove the dependency, and we just need one dependency, and that is the Eureka server, just one dependency, and you can give name the Eureka server, right? And generate it, right? And now come to the Eclipse and import the Eureka server also. Eureka server. So in Eureka server, what you have to do, you go first Eureka server, right? And go to the main running files, right? And here you have to say this is my Eureka server, that you have to inform through the annotation, and that is the enable Eureka server, right? And solve the imports. And another thing what you have to do, that's it. But another thing in the here in application properties, what you have to do, you have to say the this server, by default this server runs on 8761. Even if you not give it work on the 8761, but you should give the 8761, right? This is a port. And also you should inform that this is my Eureka server, so this should not be registered itself, otherwise it will try to register itself as a server. So with this two line false, I will say that hi, I am the server, I should not no, I should not register myself. So you have to make the false here, right? This is, and that's it. If you just do it this much, and now you go and run it, obviously it will Java application, you just run it and see the, it will show one very good dashboard. Okay, it updated on the 8761, right? Now you go here and do localhost 8761, and you can get the beautiful dashboard, and you can say the no instance is available, means so far there is no any client has been associated with. Now I am going to start. First we will make all the servers and the client, Eureka client, annotate, then it will automatically configure with the Eureka server. That I am going to show you what you have to do. So first and foremost, you go the server 1, and in server 1, if you go the server 1, here you close it, go to the server 1 and go to the code here. This is our code, right? So here you have to just say this, I am the Eureka client, and same thing you have to do in the client side also. So okay, I will do that, but first come here the resource, and here you have to, in the resource you have to add a few things that I am going to just copy paste here. So first and foremost, you have to give the application name. That is very important. So you gave what is your application name. So I say application name is the server first, and this is the instance ID. So it will, I will show you what is the benefit of that. It will be easy to recognize which service is that, right? And also this is your client, right? So you have to inform that where is Eureka is running, what is the Eureka server IP address and the port. So we have defined that. So same thing you have to copy paste and you have to do for the client side also. So the client side go, and here is the application properties, and do the same thing, but here I will name change the client first, right? And also as I said that you have to make enable here, go here, enable Eureka client, so it should automatically configured here, right? So now you can see this Eureka server application is working. So if I can show you in bigger picture, right, this Eureka server application is working. In the same place I have to start my server also. So go here on server side and run it. Then you can see it will automatically configure, automatically catch by the discovery server. Now if I show you the dashboard, this is the dashboard, right? Right now you can see no instance available. You refresh it, you can see the server first. What is the server first? This is the application name we have given, and this is the ID, right? This ID we have given that, right? So this ID, if you see, we have given the ID, right? This ID is coming. This is for the server first we have given, this is coming. Now you start the client also. So you can see that once I start the client, that client will also automatically will connect to the discovery server. Now you can go and see here the, now you're showing the server first. If you refresh it, it will client first is also there, right? And not even that, if you want to instance the more than one server first, right? In the I have shown here, right? So if you can if you want to create one more instances, no problem, you can do it. Go here, and the server first you create one more instances, because my port number is the dynamic port number, so it is not problem, right? Now you come the dashboard and see that we will have the two. Just refresh it, you can see the two. So it will help for in the load balancing. If one instance is down, another server is automatically catch the request, right? So now everything is working fine. Now what I want to do, that I want to connect, means I want to connect this client to the server with the help of REST template, but I am not going to use this IP address. I will just configure to my discovery server. So how we can do that? Do one thing, go here in the client controller, right? So in the client controller you go, and I want to connect the server first method, right? So how we can do that? Write one method, public string server first connect something, okay? And also you have to give the earlier, you remember when you make the use of the REST template, I used to give the IP address for the server first. This time I'm not giving any IP address port number, I'm just giving the application name by which server has been registered with the Eureka server, right? And we also need the one REST template, right? So we need the REST template and the auto wire, right? That we used to do for the connectivity for the different microservices. And we can say this is my REST template is the bean, so they will create the bean. And also as I explain you, we can take the advantage of the load balanced. These are the important steps, so it will take the benefit of the load balancing here, right? So my test template, we take the advantage of the load balancing. And now here, how you will connect? So we will use the REST template here, and we have one home get mapping I have configured in the server side, right? If you come here, the server side controller, we have the home, right? Or you can change some name, something. So home server, to avoid any confusion, right? Now come to the client side, and you give the home server, and this server first URL I can get from here, right? No need to give any IP address, and it will return the message, right? That's it. And here you have to do the get mapping, right? So we have to do the get mapping, by which I will say I want to connect server, something you can give the name, right? We are done now. So we have changes the code in the client first and client server first. So we have to stop and then restart again, right? So you can see this is the server first, right? So you have to stop the server first for time being. We do not want to stop the Eureka, let the Eureka run. Then again go here and click, it will show the runnings client. Also I stop the client, and we have more instance for the server first. So now if you see, only one is running, and that is the Eureka server. Okay, now we start the server first because we made some changes, and also we start the client. Now we start the two instances of the server, right? If one instance down, we can connect with the another one. And now go here and refresh it. You can see the dashboard, how many, you can see the two server first and one server is there, right? Now we can check. This is a good time to check. So I have to hit from the client side, right? So it is good to know what is the client side IP address, right? So how you will know? Go to the client side applications. This is the client side, and see at which IP address it has been associated, right? This is the 5 client side 53828, right? So now go here and say local host. If you click the home, it will give the client home, right? Because it is just hitting their own method. If you give the user, it will give the user, right? This code I'm talking about. We are in the client side, right? So it is showing this message. Now I am going to hit this one. So if I hit this one, it should connect to the server first and get the response, right? So it is coming from the client first. Now if I do this mapping, you can see it is coming from the server first. So this output is not from here. This output is from this is the output, right? This is home page for the server first. So in this way you can see it is working fine. Now even though suppose I am stopping one server first, suppose I am stopping one, anyhow one is working, right? One server is working, right? Even though it will be able to connect, because one server is already running, so it is serving to you, right? So this is the whole end-to-end demo for the how the Eureka server discovery is working. And the next video I will show how the Zool API gateway would work. So please be kind and subscribe my channel and like these videos and discuss with your friends also. Thank you very much.